Hello and welcome to Frank's School. It snowed this week. It snowed a lot, and because of that, I sort of stalled. By tomorrow, the snow will be gone. I have one more video to make out here in the fields. This is still my my field trip, my archaeological field trip that I'm doing. So what I did as a way of sort of stalling was I went inside the cherry tree house and filmed something in the next video, number 2. I filmed two rails that are in the basement of the cherry tree house, and I spoke about this cherry tree house a little bit as well. Then I went upstairs, and from the back porch I filmed looking that way. From the front center windows, second story, I filmed this way and spoke a little bit about what I saw. And then this way, and you'll see this apple tree. And then I went here and I filmed that way. And this way pretty much aligns with the streets that were once sort of laid out. I call them streets. I don't know what else to call them. I think they were the preparation for streets. Not sure. And you'll see that hedge, a privet hedge, curving around. And I'll talk about here's a cherry tree and here's a crabapple tree, and there are the remains of one of the highest of these swales or humps that were laid out. Okay, now all I want to do to add to that now, that's the cherry tree house, view from in the cherry tree house. I think I spoke about this book earlier. I'm almost certain that I did. I now have it. My mother-in-law is reading it, and it's The Rape of the Fair Country. It's about it's a little bit like How Green Was My Valley. It's a story of a community in Wales where iron mining went on, and it's a historical novel. It was on the bestseller list in 1960. I came across it because I was reading up on iron mining. Well, it has occurred to me more than once that this area right here, there are all the ingredients for a historical novel. That is not my kind of writing. I won't be writing that historical novel. But it seems to me that given that the whole population disappeared or was dispersed, and if you start with the archaeological evidence and connect it with the historical evidence, you've got all the background, the warp, if you will, where you could weave the story of fictitious characters, giving these people, these miners, the Oppenheimers, giving them flesh and blood and pain sensors and pleasure sensors and religion. I mean, the Italians were Catholic. They came, I believe, from the area around Naples, and hormones, as obviously they had. I just and I would be ready if somebody came forward and said, "Yes, hey, I want to try to do that." I would be ready to go on with the archaeology and the history. Happily. The 3 names come to my mind. These are 3 real people. All 3 of them have watched some of this course that I'm teaching. Michael Hernkane, one of the best writers, maybe the best writer I've ever known personally. Elise Thompson, a former student of mine, and the co-founder of the Shakespearean troupe. I thought about her because she contacted me this morning telling me that there was a new version of Much Ado About Nothing that has come out, and I should see it. Well, I believe that she's a very, very fine writer. James Kendall, my nephew, he's a professional writer. Now, I think he writes comedic stuff. I don't know if he ever tried to write something serious. But that James actually comes from my grandfather, Grandpa Jim. And James actually lived in this cherry tree house with his brother and mother for about 2 years, I think, 2 winters anyway. Well, anyway, there certainly is a place for historical novels, and I think that's what it would take to really bring this all to life. Now it's hard for me to imagine how it could be anything but tragic. I don't know how you could make it a happy story, because ultimately the Oppenheimer went bankrupt, or at least, yeah, this was finally sold by him to my grandfather at sheriff's sale in the 1940s for almost nothing. For almost nothing. Okay, that'll do for today. So one more video about this field trip, and that will be tomorrow, and we're gonna walk like that and end up where we started. See you tomorrow.